You use them daily: toothbrushes, mirrors, even the humble paperclip. But the stories behind these everyday objects are more surprising than you think. They weren't always ordinary. Many were born out of struggle, scandal, or sheer genius. Behind every invention lies a journey of transformation. Welcome to Spin of Facts, where we uncover the secrets behind the simplest things. Get ready, because the objects around you are about to reveal their hidden pasts, and it's nothing like you imagined. The toothbrush. Before electric toothbrushes and Bluetooth sensing, oral hygiene had humble beginnings. Ancient Babylonians and Egyptians used chew sticks around 3000 BCE, fraying the ends to clean their teeth. In 619 CE, the Chinese innovated by creating the first bristled toothbrush using boar hair and bamboo or bone handles. This design spread slowly, reaching Europe by the 17th century. Yet, it wasn't widely adopted until William Addis, imprisoned in 1780, crafted a more durable version. The invention took off, and by 1938, nylon bristles replaced animal hair, thanks to DuPont. The 1950s introduced electric models, and today we have AI-powered toothbrushes. From twigs to smart gadgets, the toothbrush reflects humanity's drive to improve even the simplest routines. The fork. Though common now, the fork once symbolized controversy. Used as kitchen tools in ancient Egypt and Greece, forks weren't dining staples. When a Byzantine princess introduced them to Italy in the 11th century, religious leaders condemned them as disrespectful, arguing fingers were divinely designed utensils. This moral resistance lingered for centuries. Even in the 1500s, fork users were seen as vain or weak. Acceptance grew after Catherine de' Medici promoted them in France during the 1530s. By the 1700s, they gained wide popularity in Europe. Today, forks are global, from haute cuisine to takeout. Their journey from scandal to standard utensil shows how culture and practicality influence what we adopt at the table. The mirror. Mirrors are essential today, but early versions were more artistic than functional. As early as 6000 BCE, people in Anatolia polished obsidian to reflect images. Later, Egyptians and Mesopotamians crafted bronze and copper mirrors around 3000 BCE, often for the elite. These metal mirrors offered blurry reflections, but held symbolic power. Roman innovations brought slight improvements, using convex polished metal for better visibility. The big leap came in the 13th century, when Venetian artisans developed glass mirrors backed with metal. Their craftsmanship made Venice a center of luxury mirror production. By the 19th century, German chemist Justus von Liebig introduced silver-coated glass mirrors, closer to modern styles. Since then, mirrors have become ubiquitous in homes, cars, smartphones, and smart devices. What started as elite decoration is now an essential tool for grooming, safety, and self-perception. The mirror's journey is one of technological evolution driven by our desire to see ourselves. The umbrella. Long before umbrellas were for rain, they were about rank. Ancient Egypt, China, and Assyria used umbrellas as symbols of nobility and divine protection, more shade than shelter. These early versions were ornate, carried by servants to shield kings and high priests. It wasn't until the 18th century that Europeans began using them against rain. Englishman Jonas Hanway is often credited with popularizing the rain umbrella in London. At first, he faced ridicule. Umbrellas were seen as unmanly or unnecessary. Over time, practicality won. The 20th century introduced the folding umbrella, making it portable and affordable. Now, umbrellas are used by everyone everywhere, from stormy sidewalks to sunny beaches. Their transition from royal accessory to everyday necessity shows how even status symbols evolve into practical solutions when utility becomes impossible to ignore. The alarm clock. The need to wake up on time has a surprisingly long history. Ancient Greeks used water clocks that triggered bells, including one allegedly designed by Plato. In medieval monasteries, mechanical bells helped signal prayer times, serving as early alarms. But personal alarm clocks, those came later. In 1787, American Levi Hutchins created the first mechanical alarm clock. Though it only rang at 4 a.m., mass-produced adjustable versions didn't appear until the mid-1800s. As industrial life demanded punctuality, alarm clocks became household staples. The snooze button, invented in the 1950s, changed morning routines again. Today, alarms live inside smartphones, offering custom tones, vibration, and AI-based sleep tracking. From simple mechanics to digital convenience, the alarm clock's evolution reflects our constant struggle with time. What started as a water-driven whistle has become a technological marvel, and a daily love-hate relationship for millions trying to start their day on time. The pencil. Few tools are as quietly influential as the pencil. Its history began in 1564, when a large deposit of graphite was discovered in Borrowdale, England. Locals used this soft material to mark sheep, soon realizing its writing potential. These early pencils were wrapped in string or wood. The term pencil comes from Latin penicillus, meaning little brush. In 1795, Nicolas Jacques Conted solved a key issue by mixing graphite with clay, allowing different hardness levels. This innovation made pencils more versatile and durable. In the US, Henry David Thoreau even enhanced his family's pencil manufacturing process before gaining literary fame. Pencils became essential in classrooms, construction sites, and even space missions. NASA preferred them over pens in zero gravity due to their reliability. From architects to artists, pencils have quietly shaped creativity, communication, and design. Their simplicity hides a rich legacy of usefulness and transformation across cultures and industries. The smartphone. While it feels cutting edge, the smartphone is built on decades of innovation. Its roots trace back to the telegraph and Alexander Graham Bell's telephone in 1876. Mobile communication began in earnest with Martin Cooper's first mobile call in 1973 using a large, clunky device. The first smartphone arrived in 1992, IBM's Simon, offering email, calendar, and a touchscreen. Though primitive by today's standards, it laid the groundwork. The real shift came in 2007 with the iPhone, which merged internet, music, camera, and communication in one sleek gadget. Since then, smartphones have become indispensable, managing calendars, tracking health, streaming content, and more. They've reshaped social interaction, business, and culture. Once a luxury, smartphones are now lifelines for billions. Their journey mirrors our evolving digital world, where convenience, speed, and connection reign. From rotary phones to facial recognition, the smartphone's history is a testament to relentless human ingenuity. The light bulb. Lighting changed history, and it started with fire. Early humans used torches, then oil lamps and candles. The 1800s brought electric lighting, with Humphrey Davy's arc lamp leading the way. However, arc lights were too intense for homes. In 1879, Thomas Edison introduced a practical incandescent bulb using a carbon filament. Edison didn't invent it alone. Others like Joseph Swan also contributed, but his design was more viable. Over the years, materials improved, transitioning from carbon to tungsten filaments for longevity. The 20th century introduced fluorescent bulbs and later, energy-efficient LEDs. Now, light bulbs are smart, with dimming, color changing, and voice-activated features. Lighting has come a long way. It not only transformed daily life, but also extended productivity and leisure beyond daylight. The story of the light bulb is really the story of how we've mastered our environments with light. The paperclip. The paperclip might seem insignificant, but it represents design perfection. The common gem style was developed in the 1890s, though it was never patented. In 1899, Norwegian inventor Johan Vayler patented a different version. Though his design was less practical, Norwegians later embraced it during World War II as a silent protest against Nazi occupation. Wearing a paperclip became a symbol of resistance and solidarity. Functionally, the paperclip is genius, a single piece of bent wire that securely holds papers without damage. It's inspired engineering hacks, magic tricks, and even viral internet stories. A Canadian named Kyle MacDonald famously traded one red paperclip up to a house in a year-long barter challenge. Minimalist yet effective, the paperclip is more than office supply. It's a symbol of creativity, resilience, and how even the smallest ideas can have the biggest impact. The zipper. Before zippers, fastening clothes meant buttons, laces, or hooks. The concept began in 1851 with Elias Howe's automatic continuous clothing closure, though it saw little use. Later, Whitcomb Judson created a clasp blocker in 1893, debuting it at the Chicago World's Fair. It wasn't a success either. The turning point came in 1913 when Gideon Sundback, a Swedish-American engineer, improved the design with interlocking metal teeth and better functionality. Zippers gained traction during World War I in military gear, praised for their convenience. By the 1930s, fashion caught on, and zippers appeared on dresses and trousers, marketed as modern and hygienic. Today, zippers are found on jeans, bags, boots, tents, and even spacesuits. What began as a clunky experiment has become a global standard in design. A simple, brilliant solution hiding in plain sight on billions of items worldwide. 10 ordinary items. 10 incredible journeys. From sacred objects to global staples, these tools reveal just how innovative, strange, and fascinating human history really is. Every object around you carries a legacy. Thanks for watching Spin of Facts. Got thoughts or questions? Drop them in the comments. I read every single one. Share this with a friend who needs to see this. Subscribe now so you don't miss what's coming next. Trust me, it's worth it.